is News 3 Now at 6.
Boy, it's so dry. Any more rain would be nice, but it almost certainly won't be enough to break our dry spell. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Boy, Eric, it is steamy out here. We had a little bit of rain. All that just did was add to the humidity, at least in the backyard. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see the clouds starting to billow up this afternoon, and that led to some shower and thunderstorms that popped up across northern Illinois, and they drifted into far southern Wisconsin. But here in the southern portion of the state, the precipitation was really spotty. Some areas picked up very little rain. Other areas picked up quite a bit in just a short period of time. There's high-resolution radar right now. You can see the 24-hour precipitation, mainly southern Dane County into parts of Greene and Lafayette County had rain. But take a look at this. WISC TV studios, we had 2/100ths of an inch of rain. Verona, 5 miles away, had 3/4 of an inch of rain and maybe as much as 1 to 2 inches out toward Fitchburg. So you go 5 miles, and that's the difference between almost nothing and the heavy amounts of rain. Temperatures right now right around 80 in Madison, but hotter to the north and west. I'll take a look at our chances for rain in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Next at 6, a lot can and will change before next year's midterms, but this weekend's re-election announcement from Governor Evers is giving us a glimpse into who else could be on your ballot in 2022. Christina Laurie explains why all eyes will be on Wisconsin for several big elections next year.
519 days out from the midterms, and slowly the field of candidates is starting to form in what we expect will be several highly contested races here in Wisconsin.
Our elections have a history of going deep into the night, early into the morning, and sometimes being recounted.
Current Governor Tony Evers is running for re-election, but who he'll face is still a question mark.
The governor's seat in Wisconsin is a hotly contested one.
UW political science professor Michael Wagner doesn't expect any Democrats will challenge Evers. Just one Republican has already declared, but several big names could join soon, including former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, former White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, or current Assembly Speaker Robin Vos.
We've had enough very close races recently that before we know anything else about the race, you would just expect most of our races are fairly close.
And it likely won't be the only close contest. Wisconsin also has a U.S. Senate seat up for grabs, although in that race, the incumbent hasn't decided if he'll run again. Republican Ron Johnson said in the past he wouldn't seek a third term, but he hasn't withdrawn either.
If Johnson doesn't run, it sort of scrambles some of the other political calculations.
We could see one of the people we think might run for governor on the Republican side for Wisconsin shift to the Senate.
On the Democrat side, current Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who's supported Evers' re-election bid over the weekend, also took a shot at Ron Johnson. He's a possibility. So is Attorney General Josh Kaul, who's already proven he can win a statewide election.
I think right now, the only thing we can say with certainty is that it's very uncertain.
Two things to watch for: more Republicans to declare before or during the upcoming state GOP convention at the end of the month, and the results of the first 2022 Marquette Law School poll, which will be released later this summer. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
The midterm elections are November 8th of next year, but you can already sign up to vote or check your registration status. We have a link to do both at channel3000.com. Later this week, the full state Senate plans to take up 5 bills that may impact how you can vote in the future. 3 of the election bills came out of a committee with negative votes, including a bill that would ban clerks from having the envelope for absentee ballots double as the application for early in-person voting, and 2 others that deal with helping confined voters. State Republicans are calling those bills a top priority. Diddy and Milling plans to appeal more than $670,000 in penalties and 14 safety violations. This is in connection to the death of one of its employees late last year. 52-year-old manager Randy Rote was found dead on December 8th inside a corn silo after he had entered to clean debris that had clogged up the silo. The company has 15 days to comply with the ruling. As we told you in a News 3 Now investigation last week, the company is still appealing $1.8 million in fines after 5 workers died in an explosion several years ago. Those fines have still not been paid. We're now hearing from Diddy and Milling. In a statement, the company says, quote, "While we respect OSHA and the important work it performs, we disagree with their conclusions." The company says it is committed to safety and plans to appeal. Also developing tonight, a homicide investigation underway in Beloit. This is new video from the scene. Beloit police say it happened on Porter Avenue just before 11:30 this morning. One man shot in the upper body, later died at the hospital. The victim has not been identified yet, but the family gathered at the scene just a short time ago.
When it comes to your home and to your family, it's hard to, it's unbelievable when we just buried someone, the family 2 weeks ago. His grandmother had died 2 weeks ago. We all was there. We had to bury her. Now we got to bury him.
Police say they do believe the victim and suspect knew each other, but they're still searching for that suspect. With COVID restrictions now lifted and the state on the road to recovery, local governments in Dane County are slowly considering a return to in-person meetings. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says Madison won't return to in-person meetings until city buildings reopen, which will likely take at least another month or so. Dane County officials are exploring a hybrid option. The Verona City Council plans to meet face-to-face again later this month, and Middleton may try hybrid meetings in July. Here's a look at the latest COVID numbers. The 7-day average of new cases trending down again. About 1,800 people are now newly vaccinated, and that brings the number of people fully vaccinated in Wisconsin to about 43%. 57% of the state is not vaccinated. And in Dane County, the rate continues to be much higher, just over 59% completing the vaccination series. About 40% remain unvaccinated. You can see exactly where pop-up clinics are popping up around Dane County this month. Public Health Madison Dane County shared this map of pop-up clinics through June to help you find an option that works best for you. We also have this for you at our website, channel3000.com. And many of those are appearing in places you know well: libraries, community centers, even pubs and salons. Tomorrow, SSM Health is going to the Dells to set up a clinic at a residence hall for J1 exchange students who work at many of your favorite tourist attractions in the area. Noah's Ark and Mount Olympus employees have the chance to get their shots with interpreters on site, an opportunity they might not have gotten without the vaccine coming to them.
Really, if anyone wants to get a clinic together, we don't take anything off the board. We really look at it not from how many arms we can vaccinate, but where are you located? Are the populations hard to reach? Is there hesitancy going on right now where you live?
Well, when the vaccines were first being given out, the goal from health systems was to get as many shots in arms as possible at one clinic. Well, now that has changed. If a clinic is set up and just 5 people show up to ask questions or get a shot, it is considered successful. Moderna takes another step toward using its COVID-19 vaccine in teens, those 12 and up. The company filed requests with the European Medicines Agency and Canada to use its COVID-19 vaccine in adolescents today. If approved, it would be the second COVID-19 vaccine for children. Moderna says it also plans to file for FDA emergency use authorization for teens in the U.S. this month. If you or your child plans to attend Marquette this fall, make sure you get that COVID-19 vaccine. Today, Marquette announced all students will have to be vaccinated by August 1st. Faculty and staff will not be required to get the vaccine, though it will be encouraged. Students can request an exemption for medical or religious reasons. The university says the decision was made with input from health experts and university leadership. Well, we are sharing news tonight that families affected by Alzheimer's disease have been waiting for a long time. The FDA approving a new drug to treat the early stages of Alzheimer's. Brady Mallory joins us with a closer look. Brady.
Well, the FDA has not approved a new Alzheimer's drug since 2003. Well, that's nearly 20 years ago. Aducanumab is the only drug the FDA has backed to treat the disease itself rather than manage symptoms. The medical director for Wisconsin Alzheimer's Disease Research Center, Dr. Nathaniel Chin, says it's an infusion that removes certain plaques in the brain associated with the disease. Chin, whose own father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, believes we will keep seeing advances in how we treat it.
We're still working on this, even with this approval, and frankly, they're getting better and better at it. And I do believe we're going to have more options in the closer future than 18 years from now.
Well, the new drug is proving to be a little controversial. Critics fear it was rushed through approval and hasn't had enough clinical trials.
Brady, thank you. And still ahead at 6, a Milwaukee family renewing its call for police to release the body camera footage of a deadly shooting. That's just ahead.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-546-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-546-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-546-4499.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
Welcome back. A trial date is getting closer for the former Richland Center police chief charged with 3 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of theft. Lucas Clements resigned from the force back in 2019. He's accused of groping a bartender and stealing her tips. A final pretrial hearing was held today for Clements, where rules for the trial were set. His jury trial set to begin June 30th at 9 a.m. And a trial date is now set for a former Badger football player charged with double homicide. Marcus Randall L. will face a jury in February of next year. He's accused of killing 2 women in Janesville back in February of 2020. A Beaver Dam contractor will have to pay back a customer more than $70,000 after spending that money on personal purchases. Norbert Ortiz was ordered to 5 years probation back in October of 2019. The customer signed a contract with Ortiz's company, Diamond Remodeling, for work on his home. The client ended up paying over $110,000. When progress stalled, they wanted all unused money and materials back. Ortiz reportedly told officers he did not have any left over, but police found he actually spent over $61,000 on personal purchases and paid himself more than $38,000 for work done. A Milwaukee family is calling on police to release body camera footage of an officer shooting and killing their loved one.
We're all just grieving. Me and my family, we really just want to see footage and see exactly what's going on.
49-year-old Roberto Zielinski was killed 1 week ago after officers were called to a home for a man shooting a gun on his front porch. Police say he ignored commands to drop the gun. The officer who shot Zielinski is on administrative leave as the Waukesha Police Department investigates that shooting. An Illinois man died over the weekend while taking part in a swim race on Lake Monona. It happened during the Big Swell swim race. That man has now been identified as Michael Hahn of Rochelle, Illinois. Additional testing is underway. The death remains under investigation. Next at 6, we get a first look at a new baseball field in Cottage Grove and how it's doing something good for kids with special needs. And Gary's still tracking our chances for rain this week in your First Warn forecast.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement, so take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Andersen, we think so. when it's a window forged from fibrous and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship. The essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour. There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results. Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Train equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Baseball's a tough sport. Few people have the hand-eye coordination to hit a fastball and actually do it well. But physical limitations make the sport almost impossible for some kids to play, at least until now. Jamie Perez takes us to Cottage Grove, where a field that was once a dream is now a reality.
More than 60 years ago, Bill Schultz was an eager kid, hoping to step up to the plate. But instead, he was told he'd never get off the bench.
He said, Bill, we can't let you play because you're either going to hurt yourself with your prosthetic leg or you're going to hurt somebody. So I went from exhilaration one night to devastation the next.
Bill was born with a right leg that had to be amputated shortly after birth and a left arm that never developed. His physical limitations meant striking out before he ever got the chance to step up to the batter's box. But in 2018, that kid who never got a chance found a way to make contact.
It's an activity that allows these kids to feel included, accepted, build their self-confidence, have fun, and realize that no boundary is defined, that they can define their own.
He raised enough money from donors and got enough volunteers to make his dream come true, opening up Dane County's first Miracle League baseball field for kids with disabilities. The specialized rubber surface allows wheelchairs and walkers to smoothly move under the player's control. Starting next Tuesday, kids of all abilities will be standing where I'm standing at right now, playing the game that they love, but with an added spotlight to let them know how special they really are.
We've got a scoreboard that's going to show their picture when they come up to bat. We've asked them what their favorite song is, so when they come up to bat, we'll play their song. We're going to show video highlights of maybe a previous at-bat.
Close to 100 kids have already signed up to play, and even though Bill may not get his chance, he's found a way to clear the fences for kids like him on a field that's no longer a field of dreams.
To give back, to help kids with disabilities be able to experience the game of baseball.
In Cottage Grove, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
I love that. Next Tuesday's opening day, there will be 2 games, one at 5:30 and another at 7 there in Cottage Grove at that beautiful facility. There's an addition to this year's Summerfest lineup. Comedian Dave Chappelle will play the American Family Insurance Amphitheater September 11th. Tickets will go on sale this Friday. Gary joins us now once again to look at your first warn forecast. Gary, we'd like to get some rain.
You know, I mentioned this several times over the last few days that some areas will get heavy downpours and you don't have to go that far away to find areas that get little or no rain. And this is exactly what happened this afternoon. Here at the WIC-TV studios, we measured 2/100ths of an inch of rain. In Verona, about 3.5 miles to the southwest of the station, about 3/4 of an inch of rain, and radar estimates of about 1 to 2 inches over parts of Fitchburg and the far eastern portions of Verona. Again, from nothing to perhaps over an inch of rain in about 5 miles, and that kind of tells the story. This is the wider view of what rain fell this afternoon. There were some heavier rains, again, southwest of Madison, over parts of western Greene County and southeastern Lafayette County, west of Monroe, and then southeast of Darlington, a little spot here in Dodge County, and a few spots near Milwaukee. The rest of southern Wisconsin pretty much missed out on the rain, and those rain chances are just, dwindling by the minute through this evening. In fact, we'll probably see the same thing happen again tomorrow. The better chances for rain will stay just to our south, where there'll be a little bit more instability and a little bit more moisture. Future track precipitation shows us this is through Thursday at 1 p.m. 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain, generally from, say, Madison southward, north of Madison. Very little in the way of rain. Some spots, though, an inch or two in a few spots. In other areas nearby, nothing. It's just hard to tell. And even out into the future, this is the 10-day forecast actually just updated, and you can see the amounts have gone down. We should pick up 1.5 inches over a 10-day period. We're going to see half of that or less. That means the drought will continue to get worse across the Midwest. And right now, we're in a moderate drought here in Madison, but not far away over southeastern Wisconsin. It's considered a severe drought, and I'm sure that area will probably expand. Humid conditions this week through Friday, but thunderstorm chances will be mainly in the afternoon and evening, and they'll be spotty in amounts. Warm weather, though, will continue with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s pretty much for the rest of this week and through much of next week. And with dry weather, that will just continue to dry things out. Temperatures right now in the 90s across parts of the Dakotas, western Minnesota, the Twin Cities right now, 94. Madison cooled off a little bit because of the showers that came through here, but still around 80. Our dew point's at 70. That moisture that evaporated in the air just made it more humid, but really isn't bringing much in the way of rainfall chances. And you can see the air dries out to the north and west, and that's not boding well for any additional rainfall. High of 86 tomorrow, partly sunny, very warm, also humid. Some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms, very similar to today. You can see this on Future Track. Pretty much the rain ending early this evening. Dry weather overnight. Tomorrow, a few showers and storms popping up in the afternoon. They die down tomorrow evening. And then Wednesday, we repeat the process again. The better chances actually staying a little farther to the south and west, and those rainfall amounts very spotty. Some areas getting a little bit more, and other areas not getting very much at all. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, mid to upper 80s through the end of the week. The rain chances go down, and it stays dry pretty much for all of next week.
And coming up in sports, Aaron Rodgers expected to be a no-show for tomorrow's mandatory minicamp. A breakdown of just how much money that will cost the Packer quarterback. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Keep your family healthy and maintain the life of your furnace with help from Menards. DuPont air filters help improve indoor air quality for up to 90 days. And they reduce household allergens. Add an inviting scent to your home with a Filter Fresh Air Filter scent. Choose from a variety of fragrances to add to any clean furnace filter. Right now, save 11% on all air filters and air filter scents at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Hi, I'm Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Gobin Cars has over 500 vehicles in stock with 2017 and 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee, Altitudes, and Limiteds with remaining factory warranty. That's right, Gobin Cars has over 500 vehicles in stock. with great deals on our huge selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees. So hurry in today and get your great deal and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Go to Gobin Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest broth, the broth that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Hi, folks. Tuesday morning, we are celebrating everything that makes living in the 608 so special.
And Chris Reese will update his thunderstorm chances in his first warn forecast. Join us from 4:30 to 7 for News 3 Now this morning.
The Bucks and Nets tip off Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals in around 10 minutes, and this is a big game for Milwaukee. Brooklyn will be without James Harden, who played just 43 seconds in Game 1 before injuring his hamstring. And the law of averages say that Blake Griffin won't play as good as he did Saturday, and the Deer, they're not going to shoot as bad as they did from 3.
They got the first game at their home. We got to try to get one, and we got to try to get this next one for sure to even out going back home. The same approach, but just know we got to lay it all out there on the line. We got to play better than we did in Game 1.
Unlike Green Bay's OTAs, tomorrow's 3-day minicamp is mandatory, meaning if you're not there, you'll be fined. So every Packer who's missed the previous OTAs will be there. That is except for Aaron Rodgers. Nobody, not even his coach, knows what his plan is.
I've got nothing to update, Rob, on that situation, and you guys all know how we feel about it.
Do you expect him to be here? It is mandatory.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see come Tuesday.
If he doesn't show up for the mandatory minicamp, it's going to cost Aaron Rodgers some cash. Tuesday will be a mere $15,515. Then it gets worse. A no-show on Wednesday, it's $31,030 more. And it's a $46,540 fine for skipping Thursday. If you're adding all that up at home, that's $93,085. The rescheduled date has officially been set. Wisconsin will host Notre Dame at Lambeau Field on September 5th, 2026. Remember, those two were supposed to play in Titletown last season, but that didn't happen due to the pandemic. UW kicks off their series with Notre Dame this season at Soldier Field on September 25th. Speaking of schedules, Marquette Volleyball released their schedule today for the upcoming season, and mark your calendars for September 12th. The Badgers will make the trip down I-94 to renew their rivalry with the Golden Eagles. UW hasn't released their schedule yet. And Gary, the Red Hot Brewers are off tonight after winning an MLB Best 9 of their last 10 games. They're currently 7 games over 500 and sit atop of the NL Central.
Tied with the Cubs.
With those Cubbies.
We can't make fun of the Cubs.
We can all be happy, right?
For now.
For now. I just love a great race between those two the rest of the summer.
Got a long
we got
ways
baseball,
to go.
yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't have any games rained out, although we could probably use the rain, if nothing else. But there's live view from the Wic Sky Cam. The skies are starting to clear, and the rain chances are just about gone. You can see the showers just pretty much fizzling out over the last hour or so. Temperatures are in the 80s south and east of Madison, mid-80s to lower 90s to the north and west. Temperatures dropping to around 68 overnight. High tomorrow, 86. Some afternoon thunderstorms. More heat and humidity for the rest of the week.
Yeah, the Rogers Kiffin, that's Canalti money there. When he calls in sick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10.